watch. I'm gonna have to remake it from the
Good
beginning.
morning, beautiful people. Good morning. Good morning. You know, I will never get nobody name up. They was like, they was like, is that a wig? What was that? I said, I don't know. I don't do hair. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna say the other women that was in there. Some that at the, you know, the fairness, they was laughing at the gym with me this morning and said, we know you gonna put them hairstyle. I said, I am. So I know, because we got 130. I said, I am. I'm going to put it up there. Now, one downvote is Liddell or Kansas. I'm not messing with it. But look who they said that was Crockett. We got Stephen A. Smith attacking her now. Jasmine Crockett.
Been attacking our whole nationality, so it ain't nothing new with him. He's the fastest race. He all that. He let you know who he is. He ain't holding him up.
But he black.
Stephen Miller ain't.
No, Stephen A. Smith.
Oh, man.
I'm talking about Stephen A. Smith. You ain't see how they said to us. Y'all wrong. Y'all wrong. I mean, listen. Hey, some laugh with you, some laugh at you. They laughed at me plenty of times. I laughing too, shit. But hey, it is what it is. But boy, we was rolling. They was like, you gonna put them pictures up? I said, I am. She the one brought up content. She said, are they trying to use stuff for content? I said, well, she gave it to me. This what I had wanted to say. I was watching one guy. I was looking for his video, and he was talking about like in Chicago when they raided the hotel. And I get both sides, not the hotel, the apartment complex. But and as he was breaking it down, and it was like what they doing is, what they not telling people is, and it's bad on both sides, but these was the ones that the Democrats had. And when they took them to Martha's Vineyard and everything.
Yeah.
What's up?
I can't. I just can't fathom that, right? Like, I'm still stuck on, you touch my kids, I'm touching you. It's that serious. And the fact that he's just letting this man skate by, but a dude who does something peaceful, that rallies the community to do something peaceful, right? How often do we see people today get groups of people together, rile them up, and go set them loose? Jed gathered a group of people, got them focused, and did something productive, and he's the fucking monster? This is some bull.
Focus, people. Focus. Y'all ain't focusing. Good morning to all the beautiful people that came in the chat, you heard. And hit that like button on your way coming in. I don't care what side of the live you're on. Just hit that like button and hype it up when it's over, you heard. Georgia boy, what good top of the morning, family. Top of the morning. That late night was rough on me. Top of the morning. I see Lena in the building. There's Teresa in the building. Shout out to Jed and his INA team. We got the lovely Mama Quill in the building. I ain't going nowhere. I wouldn't let you leave me anyway. Hassan Pinchback in the building. Miss Beverly Biggs leaving. Shout out to Miss Biggs. Y'all know she made me another outstanding German chocolate cake. You know she made me another outstanding. What's up, Kenna? Good morning. Good morning. Shout out to the people who used to be with 810 and still watching. Might be up under some fake names like I don't know who y'all is. Good morning to y'all, because I see y'all. I see you. I see you. I just don't acknowledge y'all, but today I am. Shout out to them haters at 810 that still like to watch. Good morning, family. Good morning. What's up, Air Tar Heels? Thank you for tapping in. And that's Darnell Dumas, the only Dumas we rocking with, you heard. How y'all doing? How y'all doing, family? There was a lot of shake and bake last night. How y'all doing on this lovely Tuesday, you heard? Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday. You know what it is, RJ Cat. It's Taco Tuesday. We're gonna get a little. We're gonna get it. I'm feeling like a little tacos today. You heard? Oh yeah, it was interesting yesterday. I'm just gonna say yesterday was interesting. Hey, they made me greater, Georgia boy, because they still talking about 810. I love it though. They still talking about 810 and they sleep. 810. They still heard about it. They got so much 810 they lose their mind. What's up, Andre Holland in the building? Y'all know we had the lovely Sharon and tapped in. tapped in. Even like I say, I'm like at 65%. I still think we good at what we do. We good at what we do.
We're better than some.
Yeah,
Need
yeah.
to work to get up to the level of others. At
Fact.
some point, I want to get up there with the Unsubscribed podcast, because those dudes, you know, they're top 65 on YouTube. I want to blow them through the water at some point, you know.
Facts. The lovely Deborah Loon in the building. I knew he was coming. Mr. Miser, thank you for tapping in. Bonnie Vanner, you know, just the ones on the other side, ain't no big thing. Bonnie Vanner.
Oh, the crazies, yeah.
Constance, thank you for tapping in, beloved. But did y'all like council last night, family? I know that's what y'all want to talk about. Did y'all like council last night? Did y'all love it? I liked it last night. It kind of remind me of them little different groups and stuff people want to be having and stuff. I have been a part of them. Sometimes I find them kind of clannish. Buddha Nick, what it do? What it do? Buddha Nick, thank you for tapping in. KD, good morning, beloved. You know, I have been a part of things like that too. I won't knock nobody, but a lot of time when you see Trouble T-Rob 85, thank you for tapping in. Thank you. Lenore Seal, thank you for tapping in, beloved. The fallout was already created. if y'all didn't pay attention, the fallout was already did last night. You know, it was already, look, lines have been drawn. It's been drawn. So I want to tell the residents of Flint, get out and vote. I thought it was just going to be fireworks in the first ward. What's up, Dreamer? Thank you for tapping in. I thought it was going to be fire in the first ward, because remember, the first ward was the first warning shots that was sent out.
Mm-hmm.
The fifth ward was warned, you know, when Montez got on there, he did their ether video. He threw out allegedly, well, this ain't no allegedly, he threw out accusations about residency. He even include Sheriff Swanson in there. You know, he running for governor. He done got dragged into this mess right now.
Careful messing with that sheriff's department.
Yeah, I mean, Montez said no. He said he got where he on video, the young brother that's running for the fifth ward. I don't want to say his name, but I think Jerron Dotson. He owned the Poke Bowl, saying he live in Grand Blanc, and he said he got Swanson on the video when he was telling Swanson he live in Grand Blanc, but now he running for the fifth ward, and he's saying, you know, like I said, he was throwing some allegations out there. He threw some allegations. Maurice played it on the show. Remember when I was telling y'all, family, about what he did yesterday morning? Y'all wasn't listening to me. Shooting the shit. T, what's it? What up, my fellow 740? How you doing? T in the building. Sir Gregory, how you doing? Hope Beasley's tapping in. You heard?
Now, aside from everything else, I will say that the Poke Bowl does serve some delicious food.
Yeah,
I like that place.
Yeah, so he was like, but he threw some allegations like you can't run from your business having a 501c3. Say he running from Queen Hanifa has touched down. How you doing, beloved? Thank you for tapping in. He threw some.
I have to agree with Juantes on this one, and mind you, I probably just gave half the chat a heart attack by saying it, right?
Mm-hmm.
If gentleman from the Poke Bowl does live in Grand Blanc, he needs to withdraw his name from that race. Just on principle, he needs to withdraw. And if he doesn't go through with that, then Juantes or someone else needs to bring solid proof that the gentleman does not live in Flint. And his name needs to be forcibly removed from that ballot.
He said he's taking him to court. No, he said, and Juantes said he don't need no money from nobody. He got his own money, but he did say if they play that game with him in the fifth ward, he taking people to court. So he basically gave him allegedly he's saying the brother don't stay because he's saying the brother said.
Yeah, I'm pulling the ifs, if right, you know, but
Good morning,
to take one to
I'm
seriously,
there. Yeah.
and I'm not talking shit. He doesn't need to be throwing out warnings. He needs to just actually pull the trigger and do it. I'm taking you to court over your running for a place that you don't live. Period. End of story. No warnings, no rhetoric, no talk. Just do it.
Hey, hold up. What's up, my fellow Michigan go blue? You know, Jasmine said he lives in Flint. He needs to respond. Once upon a time, is just throwing pasta to see if it will stick. You heard? Cause he threw some stuff. He threw stuff out there. Good morning, the lovely Deborah O'Neill in the building. How you doing, beloved? I'm saying.
I do love that. The Poke Bowl does have some great food. I saw that. I'm not gonna read it, but I didn't. I just put
it up. Hey, she's smiling from ear to ear, and look, somebody did get embarrassed.
She's gonna need more lipstick.
Yeah, somebody did get embarrassed, but did that person really? Oh shit! You know, Jazz
has not verified, but Jazz here said, I had to verify the facts because I live in the fit. There we go. You know what?
I don't think she will play like that.
Go ahead and do an info dump on the hottest Flint politics. I almost said subreddit. Facebook page there is Flint Politics Reboot.
Facts.
Let people know. We'll make sure it gets around. Oh, which reminds me, I need to do my shares. Thank you for reminding me. Oh, but yeah, let folks know.
I forgot
because
myself.
You know, just throwing things at the wall. And if Wantez still wants to go through with it, then hey, take him to court. And then it all comes out in court. Hey, I actually live in Flint. Here's my address. Here's my bills. Here's my yada, yada, yada. And then everything's settled and it's out there. But if the man feels so strongly about this, talking once again about Wantez, sorry. I got used to calling him that. He is running. I need to show the respect. That is my fault. But, yeah, if he feels so strongly about it, he does need to go to court. He does need to bring up the case. And the gentleman from the Poke Bowl can just go ahead and show. And then he has court records saying, hey, look, I live in Flint.
Facts.
Whichever way it goes. You know what I mean?
Facts. It's going to be nasty is all I can say. It's going to be nasty.
Oh, we've been saying 2026 is going to be a rough election year since 2024.
Facts. Deshaun Fordham, good morning. Good morning to all the beautiful people who done tapped in. All I can say is it's downright getting nasty right now. It's getting nasty, but like I told you, that Fifth Ward is the new spot I'm looking at. I see you, Miss Tia. Thank you for tapping in the lovely Luana Terry in the building. Demetria Patton. Thank you to all the beautiful ladies.
Take a look at what Kenneth has to say.
Let me go put up. Oh, I see it. Revenge. Go ahead.
Revenge is best served cold, but I think is getting ready to get hot.
Oh, it's
knows
there.
What he's talking about.
But you see, I had this morning, I'm not gonna lie, family. I had to go back and watch some of my Sopranos movies to kind of understand what Dennis did. Last night, I was hurting, I'm not gonna lie. So my mind went all the way together. That's when people be saying stuff. My mind wasn't all the way right, but I still had on my thinking cap. I'm going to tell you, I still had on my thinking cap. And I had to watch Good Morning, Nikki So Tricky in the building. Good morning, beloved. And I call her AKA Sexy Chocolate. You heard?
Also,
but this is what I want to say. If y'all, any people, I'm going to have to use one of the series I like to watch, The Sopranos. Hit that like button, fam. It's 83 of y'all. 72 on the one side. We should have 72 likes. But here it go. Hey, and this y'all remember the when Richie Aprile, when he got out, he wanted to take out Tony Soprano, and he went to the Uncle Junior, and the Uncle already jammed up, tried to take out Tony, and it failed. So, and when Richie came back, he said he couldn't sell it. So Tony was, so Uncle Junior was like, the other capos didn't respect him. So when I look back, and when I was looking at it, I got to watch some of my mob movies and stuff, certain things. And he was like, and I remember Uncle Junior said in there, he said, old man, if I'm saying his name, Fiauci, whatever the Italian name was.
Fiocchi?
Nah, it was something. I forgot what he said. He said, but what he basically said, he said he knew how to divide his enemies. So I'm looking at, because I'm looking at Dennis as Junior Soprano, and with him seeing it, but the best he could do was get, and it was like with Junior and what the uncle do. He said, well, I got to side with his nephew.
Oh, it's Feach Lamana.
Feach Lamana.
Yeah, the old man.
Yeah,
I just looked it up for you.
Oh, okay. He was like, he knew how to separate his enemies. And this dude, and it was like Richie Aprile he didn't know how to, he couldn't sell it to the rest of the compos. Kind of turn on Tony. And that's what I was thinking. I was like, he couldn't sell it. Oh, they couldn't, you know what I'm saying? It couldn't be sold. And he went with what he did. And my thing is like, okay, let's see if I get Candace in there and that taking that away from Liddell. What's up, Stanley Wood in the building? Good morning. Taking, stripping her down because Liddell is big on titles.
Yeah.
You see last night, she wasn't called doctor. She was called councilwoman in the second ward, Liddell Lewis.
She, like, anytime you address her, she feels that you have to address her as Dr. Lewis.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, I don't call anyone but medical doctors doctor. That's just what it is. I don't call, PhDs in physics doctor. I don't call PhDs in philosophy doctor. Like, I call the dude who's a medical doctor, an MD working on me, doctor. That's just what it is. So why do you have to throw that title around? Does it make you feel that important? Is the question. Like, why does she need all these titles in front of her name?
Yeah, I feel you, but that's what she wanted. I said politics ain't supposed to be personal. Getting Liddell out of leadership is a win, but at what cost? That's what KD said. At what cost?
I'm waiting to see one thing, just one thing, right now, to tell if it's a win or a loss. And that one thing is JJ running again? Because that's been up in the air for a while, hasn't it? Like, we don't know. And I don't think he said anything publicly, has he?
No, he ain't said he was running back.
But he ain't say he isn't.
Yeah, that's
I'm waiting for that.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for that to be able to tell if this is some sort of win or not. Because if he is running, then he can go ahead and use that VP title as, look, I was appointed or elected by my peers because I'm trusted so much as vice president. Candace is going to be doing the same in the 7th ward. They basically just gave her a layup to win. Like, oh, I was voted by my peers to be president of city council. I'm that trusted, yada, yada, yada. She is going to use that. Just like Liddell was wanting to use that. That's why she's probably so pissed this morning. Like, I'm no longer president. I can't say that. And then people get to point out the chaos while I was president.
Yeah. I just look at it like this, to be honest with you. Let me see.
Carl, why are you picking a fight this early in the morning, dude? Please sit down.
I'm looking at the only strategy I can think Dennis did was looking at it like, well, maybe me stripping, seeing that her peers voted her out of, because that's really what it was. Her peers, Lavender, good morning. Her peers voted her out. But she needed one. And I told y'all, I said, only way Candace was going to get it. Good morning, Sandra Nichols Martin. She needed.
She's in the weirdo room.
And what up, Pastor Nicholas J. Gaddis? Good morning. She needed, you know what I'm saying? But what Dennis did show last night, he showed that they would rather get her out than keep her in. He did show them that they not all, but the thing is, you have to look at it. Is Liddell still going to vote with them? That's what my thing is she still going to vote with them? Because right now, she's out of position, so-called power.
Yep. I think at this point, like, she's just going to take it out on everyone. I was voted out, Candace betrayed me. She's just going to be a mess the rest of council until election season. She's going to take it out on everyone. She's going to feel betrayed and angry.
Good morning, Jennifer. I look at it like this. I'm gonna be honest. It depends. She like I said, I'm gonna
Happy
say
New
this.
Year, Carl.
I'm gonna say this right here. What's up, common sense? I'm just gonna be. I think he baking on that. Liddell is like you saying, gonna flip her wig, literally.
Crash out.
Yeah.
I hope she loses it to the point where they have to remove her from council one of these days. Like, you're out of order. You're out of order. You're causing chaos. You're causing trouble. Officer, please remove Councilwoman Liddell Lewis from the chambers. I'm hoping to see that.
But this kind of makes sense right here. What Alan said, Liddell's whole Neely secret. She was Neely pit bull.
I mean, you don't take a guard or attack dog and make him a house pet. I think they're having to put her back as the guard dog. You know what I mean? But she'll be angry about it.
And I gotta agree with Mark Hutchinson on this. He said Dennis has every reason in the world to screw Liddell. I think he just took the opportunity, and you can't blame him for that. Dennis took money out of her pocket. The president gets a pay bump.
Yeah. True enough.
And one thing we know, she want money. The lovely Carolyn Henry.
She wanted that $30K so bad for Starbucks Park, she started crashing out with the mayor over the no votes.
So what you think finna happen now?
Like I said, she's going to start trying her best to cause chaos in council, and I think she's going to take it too far and possibly Vice President JJ or even Candace, because I know she's going to be swinging on Candace, is going to say, you're out of order, give her 2 warnings. Liddell's going to sit there and still be gripey and refuse to leave, and they're going to have to remove her. I'm hoping that's something I'd like to see, because she did that to Mays. So I want to see that karma bug come around, bite her in the ass.
What's up, Otis Johnson in the building?
Hey, Alan's with me there. She's gonna crash out.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, and that's what Dennis is banking on. I think when he did it, it was because he showed that. But I agree with you, though. I agree with people. Lolene Kimmons in the building. See, even Lolene agreeing with you. She's saying, you're right. She's going to do that. She's going to crash right. Exactly what she's going to do. Now, can she keep it together? So are they fighting over the general fund?
They're fighting over apparently what's left of the ARPA funds, so none of us know how much is left, and you have to FOIA it. Not even the finance chair knows, which brings me to my next point. Liddell's been trying to crash out on people for a minute. Remember, she endorsed someone that's running against Judy in the 4th ward. Like, she's already started the fight. It's her against literally everyone right now, and she's about to learn or she learned last night, actually, that is not a place you want to be. Being up there with no friends, no supporters, no allies is a rough place. Mr. Mays learned that. JWC learned that. Tanya's learned that. When your allies, didn't show up to a council meeting and you're up there getting the hell beat out of yourself for a while. Common sense, not through the software we're using, unfortunately. Who voted for her, Leon? I don't know. That's a question for Mickey. I've been out of it last few days, threw my back out. The drugs had me sideways. I didn't want to really appear nowhere, and I was asleep during council.
I'm back now. Let me see. So let's ask Judy. So which one was for me? Who voted for Leon? The president did. The president.
The former president?
No, the current, the new president. The new Candace voted to put Leon on that board and to keep Judy as finance chair. And I mean,
I think Trobe was asking who voted for Liddell, if any.
And nobody voted for Liddell. Remember, everybody voted, even Leon voted for Candace. Dennis was the 5th vote. So then none of them vote for her. Like I was saying last night, listen, I get it. It is what it is. Keeping Judy in. So the negotiation was.
I think we have 2 trains of thought happening here. We have
I'm going
to call the Wentz train of thought, which is they're all going to get together and turn on JJ, which very possibly could be true. They've done it before. Like, they've sat there and, we'll vote for this if you vote for this, and then turn around and snubbed him. And then we got the other side, which is, I'm just going to call the Liddell crash out, which is Liddell is going to sit there. She's going to throw a hissy fit for the rest of her time on council and just start swinging on everyone.
Whole One Thought fam, we got to give a shout out to Marcia A. Tarver. Today is the lovely, beautiful Marcia A. Tarver. You know, our West Coast family.
Oh, it's her birthday?
It's her birthday today, February.
Happy 22nd birthday.
Facts.
Women don't get older than 22, I'll tell you what.
Happy birthday to the family from the West Coast, you heard?
But yeah, I think personally, I'm with the Liddell's going to crash out. She's not going to be friends with no one no more. Like, she don't want to be friends with no one anymore. She feels they stabbed her in the back, even though she was a terrible council president, and B, she was using that power not just to harm residents and get them arrested, but also to try to bully, influence or push her fellow council members. There's been times she's tried doing shit against Judy. There's been times she's tried doing shit against Candace. She sits there and tries to bully Third Ward, and not to mention all the shit she's done to Dennis, Tanya, JWC, and JJ, right? She is a terrible council president. She just thinks that she's the hottest thing since sliced bread. She's going to go out and crash out. I don't think she's going to link back up with no one, but we'll see. Winters could very well be right. She is 99% of the time correct. So we'll see which way she goes, which way, you know?
Yeah, I noticed it, but did you see Candace went right to ass kissing mode when she secured that, because she like, we got to give a shout out to the former president that did woo. I'm like, what the fuck did she do?
Oh, she didn't want to get jumped as they were going to their cars.
Yeah,
because we've seen Liddell has a violent streak, and one day she stood chest to chest with three men trying to start a fight.
I get it. Like I said, I understand. Yeah, facts. Shooting the shit. It would have been a win if Dennis could have got, but that deal they couldn't sell it. I'm being honest with you. No way the mayor was gonna let that go down. He was not gonna let them have two, a vice president and the finance chair. He was not.
I think another thing is, regardless of anything, the money folks in Flint, the ones that like keeping people poor, that direct Flint's government money, wouldn't let someone like Dennis in there. You wouldn't have gotten anything out of it, just because the fact that they have to keep shuffling the money and doing a whiz around, right? If Dennis was in there, he'd put a stop to that. But here's one shining piece of light with JJ as the VP. I remember Tanya about 2 years ago, Tanya and Dennis, telling us that the only way to get a resolution on the agenda was they had to submit it, and it had to go through the president or vice president. With JJ there, they can finally start getting some resolutions on that agenda. They'll probably all get voted down, but now it's at least on record, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's and it's pretty pathetic that we have to sit there and, well, it's going to get voted down, but at least it's on record. Like, if we're looking at things, at least it's on record, we're in a bad spot. But
good morning.
The way I see it is, that's where it goes. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, Chris, that'll never happen. They still control their 5 votes. I can tell you, First Ward don't want us up in the front row. Second Ward definitely ain't gonna do that.
I mean, maybe after the elections, because let's hope Art gets that First Ward, right? Art was affected by that rule not allowing people to record in the front row. So I think he would vote to allow it. Second Ward, we're going in a happy, fanciful world here. I think Mr. Davis would be cool with it. Third Ward, who's running for third?
Beverly.
Oh, Ms. Bev would definitely be cool with it. But I don't know the rest of the people running for 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. Oh yeah, would Montez be okay with it? I don't know.
He's throwing them allegations at the poker bowl guy.
Yeah, I don't know if he'd be okay with it with recording in the front row. Because I don't think he likes us too much, but at the same time, he
What?
might want to show that he's for the people.
You falling for that?
I said he might want to show that he's for the people, not that he's actually for the people. Come on now.
Especially after Winters fired him from being his campaign manager. she cut his ass loose. Montez is finna be mad.
Oh boy.
Montez finna be mad, man. You got to watch his video and then you'll get a better understanding. He was throwing.
I don't know if I have the attention span for his rambles. I'll be 100% with you, and I'm not talking shit on the guy, right?
I know what you said.
I'm trying not to cause fights, but the man does have a penchant for going on tangents, and I just can't keep up. I'll be 100% with you guys.
Yep, we definitely won't get a vote from him in the front now. That right there killed us. Right?
You hey, look, tangent. Everyone goes on tangents. I go on tangents. I can't even watch myself. Come on now.
You didn't kill this with Montez. He didn't give us no interview. Michelle Smith, aka and in the building, and her husband. How y'all doing?
Remember, Winters fired him as his campaign manager. He wasn't. He don't like us anyway. But
I thought you would come in and clean it up for us. Montez,
nah,
they cool. You know that Juanitas. When he get mad, that's when he'd call her.
Man, Juanitas, I thought you was my friend.
Yeah,
one of my favorite lines from him.
Rap sucker. Montez, but he did mention he don't smoke weed. Say he don't do no weed.
Better than, well,
all he do.
I'm not gonna say no names, but apparently someone went in there to grab a packet reeking like it.
I don't want to know. Oh my goodness! Candace was the one who wrote the resolution, and she wasn't even elected.
Yeah, she was selected at that point. That was before her special election in the 7th Ward. She was still an appointee.
I mean, like I said, I just hope Dennis know what he did. He got to live with this decision. Not us.
I mean, there's a possibility that it isn't. Dennis has to live with it, right? Because he's not staying. It's going to be. We're going to see how it plays out.
Good morning, Eleanor Wick.
I mean, there's nothing really we can do as regular folks and as podcasters.
No, no, he got to live with it because, a lot of people, you got to understand, a lot of people was banking on that coalition to stay together and not fold. I mean, both sides, like I said, both sides did a little something, they got, listen. Dennis
He's in charge of governmental ops, isn't he? That's his seat now?
Who?
Dennis, government ops.
Yeah, I guess, but what can government ops do?
I don't know. And Winters is saying there's something we can do. I like to know unless it's... I mean...
Sister Santa 2010, thank you for tapping in. She said she's a little angry.
I didn't talk to Dennis.
Let me see.
I'll send you my chat logs right now. Last time I spoke to him was before I moved.
Let me see this. Mark Hutchinson. Please know, Want was said he didn't smoke. No mention of edibles. Just saying. Facts.
Technicalities. Gotta love technicalities.
Yeah, technicalities, right. Technicalities. You think JJ gonna run again?
I hope so. And this is sincere, right? Like, I like that he's level-headed. I like that he asks the proper questions. I like that he gets down to the meat and potatoes of whatever he's asking about. The man sits there like, the bottom line is money. How are you fucking up the money? I love when he just does that, but in his professional way.
Man, the light bulb just went on. I'm going to just tell y'all something. Dennis did that vote because he said he ain't going down by his motherfucking self. Dennis put Jonathan, that's why I keep telling y'all. Dennis put Jonathan to see if Jonathan can hold the line too. I ain't trying to be funny, but Dennis said, fuck this, y'all ain't just finna be all, this ain't finna just be all on me. I'm telling y'all what Dennis did. Dennis, listen, man, whether we like it or not, Dennis went in there like, because I don't care. This gonna go down in history. Y'all gotta understand, Dennis brought JJ in there, somebody that can hold a line with him. I'm not saying it's right. Facts, 11. That's what I'm saying. Dennis put this right back. Y'all ain't paying attention. Then it's like I'm not saying it was right, but I'm saying Dennis put this in Jonathan lap too. Well, he needs some help. Now Jonathan go down there. Y'all know we done been on Jonathan when he went down to the mayor office. You know, everybody get called down to that mayor office. But Dennis put this right back, put it in Jonathan's lap like I feel him. I won't be the only one sinking by myself on this. Dennis only can do so much. I'm trying to tell y'all, he only can do so much.
I told JWC last night in chat, in our chat. I haven't PM'd her ever, but I was really sad to see her not running again, because she was like common sense on that council.
No,
it's sad to see.
Okay. No, I don't. Y'all too calm and happy for a motherfucker who took turns with Liddell calling the police while they kicked ass all summer. Candace got what she wants. She ain't did nothing for the least of them. Winters, I'm not saying. I'm just telling you, coming from a person when you in the war, don't get it twisted. Dennis them know, but when you playing, I'm just saying. He brought Jonathan. Maybe it wasn't right how we looking. I'm not saying, but I'm just telling you, trying to look at it. I didn't agree with it. I told you this last night. I didn't, but from just looking at it, I ain't saying I understand it or nothing. I'm just saying I seen with him grabbing Jonathan, it was like, listen, that was a move to be like, listen, if this gonna go down, Jonathan, you got to go down with me. Now, let's be honest. Dennis brought somebody where he figuring like, look, I can throw Jonathan out here. Maybe he you know what I'm saying? He can sell it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he won't go get down there. Maybe Miss Biggs, not Miss Biggs. Don't lie to you. I'm sorry about saying your name is Big. Miss Gladys. Maybe he feel like Miss Gladys and them can put pressure on him and can do this. Dennis was like, I can't do this all by myself. I get it. I'm just, if they is cool back, Jonathan is the president, vice president, maybe they can get some stuff on there now. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying. I'm just telling you, he didn't just do this for himself. Dennis shot this move, and look, this is, listen, he probably said, I'm going to go down with Jonathan. Look, we didn't pick people and we said we're going to ride it out with. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. Only Dennis got to deal. Only Dennis really knows. Winters, we done both been dogged out with people. Let's be honest. In business, you're going to have to deal with people you don't like. That's a fact.
Here we go.
Believe me, it's going to be people you got to. I'm not saying it was right. We're not saying. Him and his family know what they went through. Believe that. Him and his family. Only thing I'm going with, if this come out, He gonna come out like right now it look rough because we don't understand the method to his madness. I'm not saying, listen, his moves I shot people might have didn't agree with, but at that time they needed to be shot. He lived long enough, there's gonna be other moves that's gonna be shot. Now, if it do fail, y'all know we gonna come on here and crucify him. But can you really? He took a shot that just like in some 7-game shots you gonna make, some you gonna miss. But I do believe he did. Look, he got Liddell banking on. You know how Liddell. Let me tell you like this, Winters. Let me tell you like this. You said, so would you go back and work with Weaver? It would be a pay job. The money had to be gave. If they come tell me, look, I want to be recorded, they gonna pay. If that you mean, am I gonna go out to lunch with them and do? No, never that. Never that. I wouldn't do that.
When it comes to politics, there are no angels. Everyone's a devil.
Yeah.
So which one would you rather deal with? Satan himself or Beelzebub?
But then on that case, that's no different saying, like when you be saying, oh, Weaver, if she's not around him, she good. That's just like saying the mayor, his wife, she lived with him. She going along with all the get along. But people try to separate the two. Oh, Cindy not like him. You a lie. So we picking in. I'm just saying, we don't see the move. It might be a move you do that a person might don't agree with. Just think about it. You know all the hell we caught when you got back cool with Tanya? Really, I didn't care. You know, I didn't. It's people who quit watching us now. When I'm talking about them little, you know, them Jim Jones crews, that drink the Kool-Aid, them people. I'm telling you. And he did. He made a deal with Kate Fields for they can bring Weaver chief of staff down there. And they was back. Remember, the lawyer wanted to say he was gonna bust him in the head. Then we see them back on pictures later that day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying we don't know.
I mean, it feels like there's some moves going on. Number one, like I explained with JJ being VP.
You have a
the other thing
you have a peaceful club. You have a peaceful
is with Dennis in charge of governmental ops. He controls the agenda for governmental ops now. In other words, laws, legislative things coming through.
Yeah.
So he might just say, "No, this is stupid," and throw it off the agenda or throw it to the back end, knowing that quorum's going to break. There are things that he can do there. Do I think it was the best deal in the world? Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Oh, hell no. I mean, the best deal in the world to me would be JWC president, Dennis vice president, put JJ in finance chair, and then Tanya in governmental ops.
But you
that, like I said, that would be the best deal in the world to me. But you ain't got the 5 votes. You do have to do some horse trading, right?
Yeah.
But it is what it is. And, you know, the best way to get through something is to realize what reality is. In my mind, Dennis gave Candace the 7th ward again. He guaranteed her re-election as council president. That's unquestionable to me. That is unarguable to me. She will be re-elected now because she can go on her campaign posters and say, "I was elected by my peers. I was trusted enough by my peers." Whether it's horse trading or not, she is going to be reelected.
So who would you have rather gave it to? Let Liddell keep it? Because I mean,
no.
See, this is what people was complaining about. See, I'm just saying people keep forgetting this. They forget this. It don't supposed to be no council did. We need a president. But now when you get a new one, you're not satisfied. It's just not to your liking. That's all it is. We have to realize that's not to our liking. That's why I don't get caught up in that. It's not to our liking. You can't get mad because it's not to your liking. And that's all it is. It's not to none of our liking. And to be honest, how many people wanted Neely in? You know what I'm saying? We can point through history where we all done made mistakes at. You know what I'm saying? We can point. We getting caught up in because we thinking we want it. And don't get me wrong. In a perfect world, JWC would have been the president, but you didn't have the votes. And even she said, let it go. But I'm not gonna knock nobody on for what they want. I'm just saying sometimes we have to look at it is what it is. And you can't, maybe if you couldn't sell it, you have to go sell a deal. I'm just gonna say he went to go make a deal. Everybody else had a chance to go make a deal. Everybody could have made a deal. If you didn't want to go sit down and make a deal, listen. He jumped up. I ain't gonna say he jumped up. Look, he took the initiative. He got a deal. Could have made it. Everybody had a choice if they wanted to go try to put something together.
And this goes back to literally Tony Terry saying, if they had supported Miss Biggs more instead of splitting that vote, we wouldn't be here. It goes back to how you vote. And the other thing is how the people are supporting or not supporting those that are running for office, right? Like, you've got money folks, you've got folks with big personalities and a lot of sway with just, their word that could have stood up and said, yes, Miss Bev Biggs, I think that she's going to be great for council. I think that she's going to help bring order to the chaos. I think she's going to bring balance, right? Instead, they kept quiet and let this woman get the vote split on her and have an election stolen from her and not said a damn thing about all those signatures that looked exactly the fucking same. This wouldn't be an issue if Ms. Bev Biggs was up there, but she isn't. And it is what it is. We have to live with it.
Well, I'm looking at Mark said, I think JJ doing what the Borges Ninjas do. He think he can deal with Neely alone because he's special. Neely and Ed going to wear him out. You must move with coalition. This isn't going to end well for JJ. And that's why I think Dennis brought JJ in feeling like, okay, look, we can do this together. Because right now we just basically saying JJ weak. I'm going to be honest with it. I'll be honest. We acting like JJ not gonna stand up because we heard JJ went down there to the mayor office. Like we got all the BS that was going down. But once again, who came up with a better shot? Don't get mad because he took the shot. You could have kept saying, because believe me, we didn't been on here saying it. We could have went with the same BS. Oh, leave it how it is. But then you know what? How's y'all doing stuff without? And I can say for 2 years, yeah, they've been doing all of that. For 2 years, they've been doing all of that. But in them 2 years, they was trying to get seats that they didn't get. But you know what happened? We'd come right on here and watch shit get self-destructed, and we'd be right there with it while the ship's sinking. Now, I do believe we did jump off toward the end when we got back. I'm just saying when we like this shit, we really jumped off. But you can't get mad. So who should we be mad at, Dennis? Should we not be looking at the other ones? Why y'all didn't go cut no deals? Why y'all didn't jump up and go do the deal making? Let's quit acting like these council people don't talk to each other. 1 through 9. Let's don't act like everybody ain't talk to each other on the phone. Let's don't play that little bullshit game now. Let's quit acting like we don't know how deals was made. Please don't get self-righteous with me today, family. Because I can call every one of y'all a liar. These how deals get made. People want to come on here and act like these ain't how the deals get made. You're lying to yourself. Take your emotions out of it. Any one of them could have went and negotiated with Candace. It would be, oh, look how they all laughing up there. They joking with each other. He, ha-hawing. All of them was cool. This ain't like we didn't knew this. You wanted a new president because you didn't get what you wanted. I'm talking about the people like us who watching it. We just the fans, not the people up there. Not the people up there, because you couldn't get what you wanted. You couldn't get what you wanted. No, Chris, but it's the truth. Let's be honest. Let's quit lying. That's all we do. We just sit up here, act like we don't know how deals is made because we didn't get what we wanted. We not the one. Any one of them other folk, from JWC to Jonathan to Dennis to Tanya Burns, any one of them could have went and negotiated with Candace. That y'all act like y'all forgot. When I came on here last month, when I said who would from that side take a vote and get Candace that, or what could we get? Y'all just thought we was gonna sit up here and gonna be able to move. We was gonna be able to move Judy out the finance chair, and we thought, there's gonna get they put there. Jonathan got something. Dennis got something. They had the majority of the votes. So you had to get something. All these people that then became these so fire goddamn negotiators, they know all the fuck what's going on. Look at some of the deals they made. It's just theirs in public. We want to act like we don't know people. Them deals was made. Any one of them could have made it. I'm not saying who right and who wrong. But damn, now people get out and vote. Get out and vote.
I mean,
hey, Tony, somebody was gonna get jammed up at the end of the day.
I mean, just like Tanya, like she didn't get a seat, did she? At all. So 2 of the 4 were left out. 50% on this sort of thing, I don't think is too bad. I mean, granted, I would want more personally, but the way I'm looking at it right now is, all right, it is what it is. Let's find the bright side. Number 1, we got Dennis deciding the agendas for government ops, for laws, and how things are run in that committee, right? That affects everything. Number 2, we got JJ up there who can start getting things that we actually want and need to see on the agenda. Even if it doesn't pass, it's still on record. That's the brightest part. Well, the brightest part actually is Liddell getting screwed over. That makes me happier than a pig in shit. I'll be 100% with you right now. I am a very petty man. And seeing her lose that, and I'm really looking forward to seeing her crash outs, it's going to make me happy. But Liddell is also someone who has had multiple people arrested just for the stupidest things. Hell, she tried giving Wentis a warning when Wentis was writing a eulogy. She is a petty, horrible person. So getting her without that title now, she's going to be very angry, and I'm very happy to see it. Because she did not deserve to be president in the first damn place. Somehow she snaked her way in there. And we've had to deal with her presidency for, 3 years now? When she was first elected, then 2 years of bullshit, not being able to elect shit. Like, she needed to go. She needed to go from day one. We finally got it done, though. That's what I'm looking forward to. Once again, it could always be better. The negotiation could have been better, but at least it was done.
No, you're right about that, but hold on 1 second, Trev. Hold on. You can go ahead and finish, Trevor. Let me get this together.
I mean, when it comes down to it, it's also election season, right? This is very temporary. I mean, extremely temporary. You're going to see new faces up there, regardless. I mean, we may see an Art in the first ward or anyone else. We may see someone else in the second ward. We can go all down the line. The only one that I am fairly, like 90% sure is going to be reelected is Candace now because of that title. So this is all going to have to be redone again in November. This is a very temporary thing. We'll see how it works, how it doesn't. That's all I can say, right? Hell, we may even see Montez up there in the 5th ward. We'll see how he votes. It just is what it is, what it is. Because come January next year, when everyone gets sworn in, you're going to have a brand new council. They're going to have to do everything over again. And who knows? You may get more change then. And being angry about it doesn't change anything. It just raises your blood pressure and you feel miserable because you're angry. Trust me, I live in anger. I know it, right? But this is not something that I'm willing to waste that energy on right now. It can't change it. Anger is great for changing stuff. But what are you really going to do? Are you going to pitch a big enough fit that somehow they're going to go back and try, listen to you and go through the entire process again? No. It's a waste of energy. All we can do now is start looking at how this can maybe benefit people and how we can use it. It's a tool, right? Start putting a little bit of pressure on JJ. Start putting a little bit more pressure on Dennis to make sure the right things go through governmental ops. Maybe sit there and try to inflate Candace's ego to where she's more willing to hear positive reception and start doing things more proper. I don't know what you can do with Judy. Look, I've met the woman. She's wife's family, right? I can't get through that. I don't know what you can do with her, but it is what it is. So, I mean, what else is there? Because complaining about it ain't doing us nothing. The way you have to look at it is, okay, it's 50% absolutely fucking terrible, but 50% usable to salvage the situation for what it is. Lavender, I'm 100% with you. I don't want to see her back in that seat, but unfortunately, I feel that, number one, the people running against her are too weak. And I'm saying that politically weak, not in terms of their resolution or resolve or any of that, but politically weak. And number two, that title just almost guaranteed it for her. And Donnell Merritt, I screwed up my wording, but yeah, she's done it before as well. But I still think Liddell is the most prolific. I think we took 2 steps down from that. Yeah, it's still going to happen. There's no, I can't say it's not going to happen. But the most prolific was definitely Liddell. Right here. Candace has higher hopes. So she wants to do positives. So that's how the residents playing use her. I mean, tickle her ego.
And I think that's what you're banking on. But, hey, we're going to find out.
We're going to find out. I don't know what else to say, guys. It happened. It happened. Ooh. RJ Cat's got the right idea here. Dennis and JJ can give Liddell a warning. Whoa, Liddell, you're out of order. And remember, they made a rule to where you can't use a point of order to gain the floor. You know, Liddell was doing that left and right, but no one called her on it. JJ is now VP. Dennis is now chair of government ops. Let her try that bullshit again. And right here, I predict a lot of warnings going to be given to Liddell, and she's going to fight. I think Candace will steer away from sending police at residents. It'll be to Candace's platform to make her look like she's fixing everything. See? And she's going to use it definitely to try to get reelected. And while it is just a title, Lavender, and I wholly agree with you, but it is definitely a propaganda piece for her as well. Oh, Debbie, Mickey's got someone coming on here in just a few minutes to talk about some stuff, and I'm going to bounce out.
Now, where I stand with it, she said, where I stand with it. Like I say, I just say let it play out. I didn't agree with it, but who am I? Like I said, I told y'all last night, he got to deal with the vote. It's his method to his madness. I can tell you a lot of things I done been and done people might don't like, but it's a method to it, and we got to understand. It's everybody have a method. If it don't work out, he got to deal with it. Like things I pick when it don't work out, I got to deal with it. It's no ifs, ands, or buts, but we don't know what his method to his madness is.
I mean, they've had a wall put in front of them for the past 2 years, and they couldn't get a damn thing done. If it takes, just being able to get a baby step in, take it. Take it where you can. Take a win when you can. And I know this isn't some major victory. This isn't something that's going to end the political war in Flint, but it is a small victory. You might as well celebrate it while you can, right? Do I think Dennis could have done better? Oh, hell yes. I think, Tanya could have been VP. I think, JWC could have been VP, or we could have gotten JJ as finance chair. Those two things right there would have been a much better deal to me, but it's the deal we got.
Good morning, the lovely Sherry Allen in the building. I mean, you got to take what you can get. And that's where we at. That's where I'm sitting with it. It's the best you can do. Like, no other plays were made, and it was either continue things as they were, which we all agree was absolutely miserable, or take a chance on something new and maybe try to make something out of it, right? What did they lose to get that spot? Honestly, having Candace as president feels absolutely cancerous, but it's better than Liddell. Liddell was a flesh-eating virus, man. And who knows, maybe Candace will be so inept and screw it up so bad that come time to reelect new council positions, she's going to sit there and be the fool if she gets reelected, and everyone's going to go, no, you were absolutely terrible. And she's going to get dropped after only, 9-10 months of being council president? Still less time than Liddell had. A lot less time. Yeah, maybe it won't take so long now. So.
Oh, yeah, because you can always write a resolution to remove her if she's absolutely terrible, just like they did with Mays.
Mm-hmm. Are you right about that?
So, you about ready to bring on your guest, man?
Yeah. If you ready, you got a minute left. You got anything you want to say before you dip out?
Nah. I just want to thank everyone for showing up, man. And, whether we agree or not on how council got put together, it is nice to see that everyone is taking an interest in it, an active interest, and looking at how things could have been done for the better, for the worse, and what they wanted. Instead of just, it's okay. Look, I don't like it. It could be better. At least you're taking an active interest in taking a look at what could have been done. And now you're hopefully looking at what should be done here in the coming weeks, months, and the rest of this year. So You guys have a good one. I wish you all the absolute best. Mickey, you and your guest, I hope you guys have fun. Have a great day.
All right, I'll see you in a minute. I'll hit you at the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to our beautiful, beautiful people all around the world and the diaspora and the Caribbean islands. All you guys that are underwater boogieing. One thing that Electrifying Mojo always talked about is hold on tight, don't let go. When you feel like you're getting the end of your rope, tie a knot and keep on hanging. Ain't nobody bad like you. I want to open up with a little information with some Black history. I know you guys are afraid of Black history. I know you guys don't want to talk about it because Black history is 365 every day of the year. Black people are incredible people. I know it's hard for you, even Black people like Candace and many of the people, you know, the Munchkins, that's the mayor and all these other people, you know, they constantly disrespect our community. You know, there's a book called Black Skin, White Mask by Frantz Fanon. And it talks about, you know, our people that look like you and I. You know, was a statement that just because you're my skin, you're not my kin. So anyway, they're going to be celebrating over at the Mott Tech Center. And again, a disclaimer, Mott College is saying they don't have anything to do with this, but they are providing the vineyard to talk about Black labor history and the White Shirt Day Committee. This is a amazing film presentation that's going to take place Wednesday. That is tomorrow at 6 p.m. I think it's very informative that we go check it out because a lot of things is happening today. You know, a lot of time people are overwhelmed by information or news, and everything is relative because the history is the present, and it informs the future. And so again, I just want to share this with our community. It's around the sit-down strike in 1936 and 1937. A lot of people glorify Charles Stewart Mott, and he made a statement to kill everyone that was in his factory that didn't conform because they did not want the union to start. They did not want any kind of collective bargaining. They never wanted any type of leverage where the workers have rights. When you think about capitalism and mercantilism are basically one and the same because it is about exploiting and demonizing and extracting all of the wealth that they can out of human bodies and natural resources. So again, and there's a phenomenal young man that walked out with the flag of all those colonizer. He was one of the Negro faces that actually walked out with the flag, the United States murderous flag that he walked out with, dedicating that these individuals stayed up in this factory and fought for fair wages. A lot of guys don't understand this, guys. Collectively, the history of this country is based on indentured servitude and enslavement. Workers had no rights. Black, white, brown, or yellow. When you think about the Bacon's Rebellion in 1636, again, because that was Native Americans, blacks and whites, that was working together in harmony. And you had the powers that be that came in and poisoned it and make it a class issue, or I'm going to give you a little bit like, okay, you could say that I'm going to give my beautiful producer, Mr. Jordan, I'm going to give him the ability to be over all of these breeding plantations, because you do know and when they supposed to discontinue the importation of slaves, they had colonies, and in America they had slave plantations that were breeding plantations. So my story is I'm gonna give Mick, he's going to be able to control this particular plantation. Mick looks like me, but Mick is under the illusion of inclusion where he's working for the colonizer, and he's going to make sure that all of us brown and black people are in line. If not, we will either be killed or eaten up by different animals, because again, a lot of times we as black and brown people, we want to assign our allegiance with those that are in power. I mean, that's almost like a human when you think about human and how human beings behave, especially when you're not conscious, especially when you don't love yourself, then you're going to sell your soul to the highest bidder. So I just want you guys to go over and check out Roscoe Van, and his last name is Zandt. He's the guy seen in this picture with all these colonizers around him, holding the flag, walking out of the factory right down there on Chevrolet, down the Chevy in the Hole, y'all. It's still down there by Kettering University, still down there. When you think about Chevy in the Hole, when you think about the whole construct of industrialization in this part of the world, at one time, Flint, Michigan had the highest per capita income in the world. That's nothing to play with. And then the way General Motors left, totally unacceptable, just like the water crisis. We were raped, pillaged, and destroyed and dehumanized based on big business and based on the powers that be. Snyder was never indicted. None of the people that actually allowed this to happen to black and brown folks, it would not happen. In Fenton Davidson of Flushing, Bloomfield Hill, Utica. When you think about Troy, Michigan is one of the richest counties in the country. When you look at their educational system in Troy, Michigan, get all 5 stars, y'all. That ain't that. And what I'm saying to our community is we keep wanting to complain and get engaged and be entertained as with the tea and with garbage and hearsay, just like Mick, my beautiful producer just mentioned about somebody becoming president of a council that is irrelevant. That city council has not focused on the residents, nor have the leadership in the state of Michigan, nor federal government, nor county, nor locally. And why is that happening? It's because we allow it. See, we keep forgetting that the power is in the people. And that's all that I'm trying to do, guys, before I die. I'm hoping before I die that our community will turn around and love themselves and value themselves the way that they have been valued thousands of years ago. Why do I always bring up thousands of years ago? Because before you can earmark any type of civilization based on European construct or Western construct, Black and brown people was the foundation of civil society. We were the progenitors of everything known today in human existence. I'm talking about traveling across the world, navigating the world. We engaged in that before anybody else was doing it. We just came and hollered and say, "What's up? How you doing? What you eating? How you dancing?" We went back home because we was living in beautiful environments. We wasn't trying to come over and take nothing from nobody, y'all. And so one thing that I really want to open up with, again, guys, that was my little buffer, but I do want to thank you guys for allowing me this opportunity to be on the airways. One thing that I never want to do is waste time on any kind of airway or any show that's entertaining mess. I'm not one to want to engage in any kind of clickbait. I want to either educate you, spark your mind, like Tupac said when he was in Rikers Island. I want to be able to, you challenge me with information. I come with facts. Again, I was a history major. And even though I was incarcerated for 17 and a half years, I was not in there playing chess and just BSing and playing basketball. I studied. I worked on a better relationship with understanding the Creator and not being ashamed. I was very perturbed about my act when somebody violated me. I went to prison for retaliating. Somebody stole from me. And I took the law in my own hands, just like many colonizers have always done. And again, I should have been more inclined with my universal order with human beings as opposed to wanting to attack the brother for stealing from me, for raping me in the sense that he robbed me. I should have let that go and been a better man to just disassociate any kind of relationships, but held on to my dignity and not let myself become in the eyes of this lie of an institution called this country is a legal enterprise called America that was taken from people that already was here. This is an illegal enterprise. And because of that illegal enterprise, we have a constitution and laws that are not aligned with humanity, that are not in line with honesty and dignity, that is not aligned with any construct of your understanding of God, whatever that may be, as far as loving your fellow man and not killing another person. Because the act of killing someone, listen here, guys, it is not natural to kill another human being. That is not. Once you have done it and do it again, now it becomes pleasurable. Now it becomes part of who you are. And people actually enjoy killing. Because if you look at the history of human beings on the planet, especially when you focus on colonization or the colonizers, because that's one of the forces that they use as far as controlling, dehumanizing individuals to justify their exploitations of raw material. Think about it. Everything that moves in this world, guys, is based on raw material.
Facts.
And I told you guys some time ago about the whole concept 10,000 years ago when they discovered sugar. The number one dope on the planet is sugar, guys. The number one dope and the number one driver of anything in the Caribbean islands, what has happened across the world has been based on sugar, not cocaine, not weed, not liquor, because to get liquor, you got to have sugar. Don't get it twisted. They used to use sugar as a aphrodisiac, as a remedy for think about it. They're using sugar for municipal purposes, guys. Think about that. And again, so I want our community to be informed. Now, what you do with it, because I believe in talking less and doing more. So I definitely want to start off by acknowledging Black Lives Matter grassroots, Flint, Michigan. I am the chairman of Black Lives Matter. I'm hoping that some people may listen to my voice and want to become a member or active participant to understand not being afraid, number one, of being Black. And it has nothing to do to demonize any other culture. See, that's what we get it twisted, guys. We're not saying because I believe in my Blackness and my Black ownership that I got to demean anyone else. That's a European construct. That's a made-up construct. I do not have to hate Mayor Neely or Mr. Neely. I'm not going to give him the respect of mayor. I don't have to dislike the council because they are doing what they have been assigned to do based on their ideology and based on their understanding of power and control. I can look at the results, and these are the results. Because if you go back to the 60s and the 70s in Flint, Michigan, at one time, Flint was a motto city for the whole United States. We can't make that up. There was more money coming into Flint than any other place in the country. And because that level of power connected to Detroit, like Jimmy Hoffa being murdered, and a lot of other people were murdered and killed and destroyed based on the power and control of the industrialization of this industry called automotive. And the lies and the things that they stole from Black and brown people as far as innovations, technology, and different inventions. When you think about Henry Ford, such an evil, wicked grand wizard. He was a grand wizard just like Trump family is. They are connected to the construct of white supremacy. That's a fact. Just like them just the other day, who puts the Obamas in a cartoonish, and we supposed to just say, oh, it's just fun and games, displaying us as monkeys. And because they do that, they're saying that we are unhuman, we are dehumanized, we have no intelligence, and to be honest, to some degree, monkeys and those people, those animals, primates, are very intelligent. So again, you just think about the kind of things that we continue to perpetuate because we have no knowledge. We don't want to have any knowledge of our history. We don't want to even connect it because it has no purpose, because we just want to be entertained and go to the strip club, smoke weed, and laugh and talk about each other. So I definitely want to touch on, as we get started, I would like to touch on some facts here and some information for us to really digest. So it was told to me or mentioned about Bad Bunny and this whole thing about Bad Bunny and all that kind of stuff. So let me just make some things clear. If you understand the lyrics and translate the lyrics of Bad Bunny songs into English, like this one, La Cancana, I'm hoping I pronounce it right, LACANCION. The song starts out as, yay, yay, yay. I thought I had already forgotten you. Like the music for her and our heartbeats on the energy and the level of the universe. So you got to think about just like that. He said, I thought I had already forgotten you. Many of his songs are based on love and, you know, the construct of love and appreciation between man and women, or however you want to express love. So when you do a deep dive into any understanding the Spanish culture and the Spanish language and salsa and all that kind of stuff, all that is a derivative of Black Africanism. In Puerto Rico, and this is very, very, very important because Puerto Rico only came into existence when you think about it being an island in the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's be honest about that. So an island in the Caribbean, and it actually didn't become a American territory into, I think it was the Truman administration. And all that was based on back in the 1884. It was about Western Empire building, just like the British Empire.
Talking about the Monroe Doctrine.
Yes, sir.
Basically, that's what it was.
Mm-hmm. So just like the British Empire, you do guys understand that the British Empire at one time colonized the world. Now that's a stop. It colonized the world. And many of African and Caribbean countries are dealing with the vestige of that 500 and 600 years of colonization. And many in Puerto Rico got a serious skin color issue. The lighter you are, and again, that's what the Europeans did. See, when they were engaging in stealing these islands, do you guys know what the island's purpose was? The purpose of those islands was to produce sugar. Sugar and tobacco. Think about this, guys. Sugar and tobacco was the number one crop that was introduced to these islands when you got Nicki Minaj, don't know nothing about her history, acting a total fool, y'all. That's go to show you about brainwashing, man. So when you think about the history, and that's why history is so important, guys. I know y'all afraid of it. But when you go back and you read in 1898, the United States took the island by force because it was working to control the Western Hemisphere, meaning Canada, Venezuela, Mexico, all the Caribbean islands wanted to become under the protective because at one time, French, Portugal, and Spain owned all that, y'all. Think about it. Before the Europeans came and took this country from Native Americans, the British, Spanish, French, and Portuguese was running the world. And their construct of the reality of power was truly based on white ideology and a profound disrespect for anything Black. Right now, just a sidetrack. All of the European museums have more artifacts that they have stolen and are priceless that does not belong to them than the country that they were taken from. Get this. They got artifacts in the basement at the Vatican, guys, at the Louvre in London, when y'all think about all these fantastic museums that many of you black people love to go to these European countries, I don't know why y'all ashamed to go to black country, but I don't know why you black people, man, y'all want to go to Paris, London, and all that BS, because you don't want to be black. And I understand when you don't want to be black, guys, step up and be in it, guys, because there is no difference between liberal and conservative or Democrats and conservative when it comes to power. There is no difference, guys, when you look at what's going on downtown Flint. If you look at what's going on in Grand Blanc and Flushing and Fenton, these communities are their own little enclave. And they got the Moose Lodge. They got all these different clubs and these entities to make sure they're controlling their community. They are not going to let certain people in there. They're not going to let they don't have no cannabis shops out in Fenton, out in Flushing.
Why they ain't got them out there, Brother Robert?
Because they're not going to allow that to happen. Because again, they want to make sure that their community is based on their construct of what this power base is, as far as they're supposed to be lily white, whatever that means, and they are not involved in anything that's illicit when they are the ones that they are the progenitors of everything evil and illicit. So most of the people from Fenton, Flushing, Grand Blanc, and Otisville come into Genesee County and get their dope. And they don't be stopped, they don't be arrested, and they go out to their community and they're happy-go-lucky. Now that's what's happening. But we, as a people, and you think about there's over 19 cannabis dispensaries in Genesee County, and how many owned by black men?
If it's one. And
do you know they can't put none of that money in no bank and no credit union?
Wow.
Loose and liquid cash flowing. That way you can do and manipulate anything that you want to manipulate. But back to Puerto Rico and this Bad Bunny. See, all that is a diversion. Bad Bunny, Jay-Z and them doing what they did was just a diversion. If you look, and I had to go study the show, I was told to go do some homework, and I went and did my homework, and the presentation was very informative if you wanted to see how they put on that production. They did cover some very, very fine points, but if you looked at the performers, most of them were light, almost white. And those islands are originally from the Tumult people. When you go back thousands of years, and those people are derivative of our ancient African communities, because one thing that we did, we explored different places thousands of years ago, and many times we never came back. That's true, guys. You know, only a few, Mansa Musa brother made it back, and his last voyage, he went out with 2,000 ships. He never made it back.
I got one question. I guess this is a fact. This coming from the lovely Michelle Mayer. She said FBI says 67% of the crime in Genesee County happens outside of Flint.
Yes, sir. I mean, yes, ma'am. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But you wouldn't understand that based on how they want to over police us. And again, that's all. See, just like Bad Bunny is 3-card Molly, all that is a distraction. The halftime, the I call it the Negro, the Negro Police League. You know, I mean, NFL, the Negro Police. You know, I didn't watch it. I haven't been watching sports since Colin Kaepernick. And again, you can just look at Flint. Most of the people that have done anything in sports, Carl Kuzman gave $1 million to the YMCA downtown, and most black people can't even afford to get a membership at the YMCA downtown, the new one that opened up. And you think about a lot of our efforts in the community don't get funded because now when you try to write a grant now, you can't mention anything about black.
Oh, hold on.
Okay.
Don't shoot that over nobody's head. Now, run that by me again. You said when you trying to get a grant and you doing something that can be nothing for black. That's what you just said?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Nope. You can't use anything dealing with black people, black identity, anything that identify with a specific needs of a community to help repair it. Nope. You gotta say either it's economically depressed, you got to use all these other euphemisms because we are living in a culture right now that even now this evil administration has took crowbars to the so-called president's house in Philadelphia to remove the history of George Washington owning slaves, boning black women, and along with his wife, and the insanity that they and many other presidents, along with Thomas Jefferson, abusing black and brown people. I know most of you guys don't know the first capital was New York. The second capital was Philadelphia. Now the third capital is Washington, D.C. I know most of you guys don't know your history. So the first capital of this country when it's taken a colony, it was New York, then Philadelphia. And they got a president's house right now by Independence Hall in Philadelphia that the Trump administration has taken crowbars to disface and dismember this house, because the house was representing the true history of this country and what George Washington and the kind of human being he was. And again, you don't have to lie about it. Just like with Epstein and just like with Weinstein. Ain't that something? These are Jewish people, and the level of perversion and pervertity that these people engage in has been historically documented. It goes back to the ancient Greek. It goes back to the Romans. Because you think about it, guys, when people have impediment, when they have a penis problem or a phallus problem, or they have this problem with their sexuality, then they become perverts. You know, that's why they came up with the blue pill, because many white men was having problems getting it up. But they jealous of us because we walk around with trees.
Hey, we got you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Family Network. We got you, bro. I just got to want to reel you back in. Got you.
Okay, I'm sorry. So, please forgive me, man. I have problems sometimes.
No.
So I'm dealing with the evils of why they developed breeding plantations, why they developed the whole construct of demonizing human beings. So when we go back and understanding that the whole Bad Bunny was a diversion, because you're dealing with all this Epstein, Weinstein, all that debauchery, because Donald Trump has always been a government informant. Donald Trump has always played both sides and the middle. And so again, those people that follow this evil administration, it goes back in time, because much of what Hitler learned came from the United States. When you think about eugenics and all that kind of stuff.
It came from the United States?
It came from the United States. Yes, sir. You know, they was the progenitor of all that. When you think about how they experimented on black and brown people, when you just off the tip of your tongue, some of you guys know about the syphilis tragedy that was done, but there was thousands of different type of experiments that was done on black and brown people. Just look like the Kellogg's. If I don't know, you guys eat Kellogg cereal that you shouldn't, but if you understand the Kellogg Foundation, the Kellogg brother, what they were involved in, they were doctors, they were workers in a psychiatric ward down in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And they came up with the formula for Kellogg cornflakes. And the brother, both of the brother were religious zealots, and they were engaged in these institutions, some wicked experiments that is documented. Go look at the Kellogg's, brother, what they were involved in, guys, since you love Kellogg's cornflakes, and some of the atrocities that they did, and never was found guilty. Never served a prison time, just like with Snyder, and along with all the other people that poisoned our community.
Did you think Snyder was going to go to jail, really? Like, even with this Epstein's file, because you mentioned it. Do you think the Democrats going to get together and expose all of that? Because they are part of it too. At the end of the day, this construct thing called America. Do you think they wanted to let this thing go down? They're going to turn it all over? No,
sir. They're not going. They like you just said, the Republicans and Democrats are one and the same, especially when you think about colonization. So their whole focus is power, power, power. It has nothing to do with fairness or equal opportunity. It's based on power, guys. So all that is an illusion. We messed up because we bought into the illusion, because we've been colonized mentally, physically, and emotionally. And so to break that colonization from our minds, guys, we have to collectively boycott this system and do things of our own. Before 1970, and you go back to the 50s and 60s, before integration, we was doing some amazing things, guys. If we wasn't doing amazing things, and if black people wasn't so important, why are they trying to destroy and change history? I know you guys don't want to hear this. If black people were so unacceptable, why do you have to destroy our history and prop up the lies of the Civil War and the Confederacy, y'all? It was never about unity. This country was never built on unity and love. This is a criminal enterprise. This is about power and control worldwide. So again, we are the ones, when we kill each other in our community, we are the problem. When we keep going to people to save us, we are the problem. And so making sure that we're clear, I just want to make it known that Trump in 2006 went to the police chief in Palm Beach, Florida, and shared some things with them about Epstein. Because again, he's trying to play two sides to the middle. All of them are freaks. When you think about when you think about Bill Cosby, when you think Tupac was arrested for allegedly raping somebody that he didn't rape, guys.
Facts.
R. Kelly is in prison right now for just some things that may not have been on point, but he's no worse than Donald Trump and these people walking around free. Donald Trump said he could put his hands in women, and y'all women supporting him. So when you think about the power of Oprah Winfrey and all these other people, these power runs with power. Now you can choose, like Eddie Murphy said with Rick James. He said there was a part of the house I would not go into. But he stayed at Rick James' house for 2 weeks. But a part of the house Eddie Murphy was on, he said, I didn't go in there. He said people went in the house and never came out. Same thing with the Clintons. The Clintons was trafficking children from Haiti. They've been trafficking us. How do we think that trafficking is something that doesn't happen when they traffic? They traffic black and brown people, y'all. How do that work from the 14th century? We minding our own business on the continent of Africa, minding our own business, and people come and steal us and kill us and institutionalize us and colonize us by brute force. It was nothing about talking to the chief, and the chief was complicit and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, complicity do happen a lot of times. Those African chiefs didn't know what was going on until one day when they started being enslaved. Yeah, African chief woke up and said, "What, you coming to take me? Oh yeah, you coming now."
And this is what you got to understand. What happened in America was not dead. All the other slavery was not dead like in the annals of time, like it was dead over here in this thing called the United States of America. See, when we talk about they wouldn't be doing this trafficking. Did you know that master can go out, lay with your grandmama, get her pregnant, send the baby to another plantation?
Come on.
Do y'all know about New York when they were selling people off, selling kids?
Come on.
This is the thing that I don't get. They act like it's because it's leading back to the immigration. What you seeing going on, do people forget Pat Buchanan? I'm going to keep saying it until y'all wake up and realize it. The problem with this immigration is that they seeing the browning of America.
Yep.
Now, Pat Buchanan wrote this back in the 90s. Go on YouTube because I be telling y'all this.
He sure did.
And you don't want to listen to me. His book was called Death to the West.
Yes.
Go look what he said. I don't know if it's by the year 2030 or the year 2050, that America would be the whites would be minorities here.
Come on now.
And that's the fight that you seeing. Like when I played this one thing, it's from X. I got it off of X, where the black girl was talking. She said it's a cold war going on between the racist conservative and the racist liberal.
Thank you.
And she said the blacks was caught in the Civil War.
Thank you.
Why she said, I'm telling you what she said. I played it, y'all heard it. She said the racist conservative and the racist liberal.
Come on now.
They're in the Cold War, but yet we fighting the Civil War with them.
Come on now. You speaking, brother.
No, I'm just not. That's really what it is. So that's like, because it's going back to council. Yeah, we mad because we didn't get what we want. But who run this thing called Flint?
My plantation owners.
So, and at the end of the day, who everybody work for in Flint?
My plantation.
Who feeding y'all?
My plantation.
No different than when you heard, what's my man name that owned the Clippers? when Dennis.
Oh yeah.
What was it? Don
Shirley,
Yeah.
Sheriff Sterling.
When he got caught, what he said? When that girl, now somebody paid her family for her to leak that information.
Thank you.
Because it be deals go down. We don't be understanding.
Thank you.
Deals go down for her to record, and she was getting $2 million a year. Had a nice Bentley. Had 2 cars in $2 million condo she was leaving in. She gonna get that up when he said, "I feed them." Do the NFL owners, do they not feed them people?
Yes.
Do they not clothe them? They gave them the money where they can go buy the $1 million houses and buy the cars. A lot of them kids is coming from poor areas.
Yes.
But we act like we don't see that. But we'll get over here and holler about this. Is what about when they was chasing us down? You're getting back where you used to have papers to move around. And people forget when they said you couldn't go past Hamilton unless you had your papers.
Yes.
So they acting like we don't see what's going on. Ain't nothing changed.
Nothing changed.
We expecting people to do right by us.
Right. And their histories prove that they have never done right by us from day one. But we still want them to, and we still under that illusion, especially with Christianity. So that's how Christianity trick you, because a lot of this behavior of accepting abuse is based on our misunderstanding of our connection with God. We have been lied to and been bamboozled about Christianity. And this form of Christianity has never been the form that was originally that come from ancient time, because the ancient Christianity was based on love and appreciation of mankind in the universal order. And the Christian, it wasn't Christian, it wasn't Islam, it wasn't Methodist, it wasn't Protestant. It was based on the universal order of loving the planet, loving Earth, loving the universe, and loving mankind. It wasn't based on, I hate you because you're a Jew. All that is a made construct. That's a made up lie. And when you go to immigration, let's be honest. Let's do immigration right quick.
Yeah,
so
break that down.
So breaking this down. So if you go that back between 1783 and 2019, 86 million people between those years have immigrated to the United States, and most of them are from European countries. So when you go to 1607 to 1776 in the 16th and 18th century, Europeans, and again, the governments of European implemented the mercantilist economics policies to increase their trade surplus via import tariffs and stabilize subsidization of export industry. And again, when you think about mercantilist trade, their citizenry like resources, restricted movement based on class and social status. What is I'm saying? So when you think about mercantile or mercantilists, where these individuals in the British Empire was based on exports, and they wanted to export all of the finished materials to all these different countries around the world for business purposes. So they went and they colonized the world to force people to produce raw materials where their industrialization machine finished the product and sold it back to those individuals. So it's almost like the dope man selling you dope, Mickey. So I make you an addict, right? So I give you pop or McDonald's, right? And so if you want pop or McDonald's, you got to come to me all the time to get your pop and McDonald's, right? But the people that's actually getting the raw materials, when you think about the Caribbean islands, when you think about Puerto Rico, when you think about Tobago, Haiti, and all them islands were the producers of sugar. All of those islands were so very important because they were the backbone of the European economy. And those were black and brown people. Didn't have nothing to do with being Puerto Rican. Didn't have nothing to do with Spanish. You got the luxury to call yourself Spanish today or Latinx. Because back in the day, the Spanish Empire, along with the French Empire, was based on power and control, and their identity was whiteness. So you think about the British fiercely protected its citizenship. and their citizens were known as subjects. And they sent the worst of their people to colonies. At one time, do you know, in Britain, if you got your sentence and your sentence of stealing a piece of bread, you could be sentenced to death or by hanging, or you get a choice to go to the Americas, meaning the Caribbean islands, and work for 14 years as an indentured servant. And most often you didn't last that long because the life expectancy in the Caribbean island was 10 years or less because of the brutal sugar and tobacco plantation. But that's the history of the colonization. They came up with a Plantation Act in 1740. The Plantation Act in 1740 was based on a religious test, and the Jews were exempt. Think about this. The Plantation Act in 1740 in the British Empire was based on a religious test, meaning you had to be a Catholic, and Jews were exempt. You couldn't be a Muslim or anything like that. Don't get it twisted, guys. And if you didn't align yourself with that allegiance, you were either the Transportation Act sent you to a colony to work off your indentured servitude. And so think about it. In 1615, and that's why facts. I'm, guys, you're going to look this up. I'm giving y'all facts, y'all. Y'all can argue with the facts. So in 1615, do you know the British Empire had over 110 colonies around the world? And they used the Transportation Act to justify sending the worst, or those people that they deemed that was not a subject of the British Empire, meaning you had to be white and Catholic. If you were not white and Catholic, then you were sent away to work for the empire. And even on the British island right now, when you think about the parliament, there are so many lies to cover up the history of the evils of the British Empire based on these scholarly books, research. Everything points to cover up. And anytime they are exposed, they will say, I'm not them today. Why are you blaming me for what my ancestors did? My ancestors had nothing. I have nothing to do with what my ancestor did 500 years ago. But the counter to that is, if you are benefiting today from what your ancestors created, Mickey, aren't you part and parcel connected to your ancestors? I'm just asking a question.
No, I'm going to give you the answer. No, they right. They didn't have nothing to do with what they did, but you are in a position from what they did do, you in a position where you can make it right.
Thank you.
And because I just got an email from this lovely lady you always be sending me. I'm going to read this real quick and you can get right back to it. This is what she told me. And I just had to block out the name for y'all couldn't see because y'all see well, I'm up on here. And she says, we are modern slaves. It doesn't matter who we vote for. They got us over the barrel. Meanwhile, Epstein and his pals and emails mocking little Christian girls praying to Jesus in his bed. U.S. workers are taking home the smallest share of the economic pie since the Fed started collecting the data in 1947. And I mean, this what happened. Percentage of Americans who are married and own a home at age 30. 1960, 52%. 1990, 43%. 2025, 12% and dropping. I just put the dropping on there. Then you got the wealth of the top 1% hit a record, 44 trillion with a T. At the end of last year, the top 1% hold 30% of the entire nation's wealth. Go ahead, bro.
And she's on point. And when you think about right now, what's happening, over 600,000 black and brown people that work for the federal government got fired in less than 13 months. 600,000 black and brown people that work for this federal government, the United States government, lost their job not for incompetency, but the fact that they were black. So it partners with what she's stating. What she's stating again is we messed ourselves up by getting these jobs or aligning ourselves with our declared enemy, meaning NBA, NFL, anytime when you do not own your resources in your community, and your number one resource is you. You, your number one CEO. And because of from the entertainment industry, when you think about athletics,
Mhm.
right now they have not hired 10 coaching positions was open. Not one black person got a job. Not one black person got a head coach job in the NFL when the NFL is 80% black and brown people. Not one black team in the NFL or NBA is owned by 100% owned by a black person.
And that's what I was gonna say. So who you think they're gonna look out for
They're gonna look out
in
for
these positions? Like that you good to play, but not in no leadership.
now no leadership.
You know, they get 1 or 2 out of 32 NFL teams. They get 1 or 2. Even with the NBA, you see what happened with I can't think of my man's name, the coach at Boston, because he slept with one of the executive wives.
Come on,
They got rid of his ass.
that's right. And
He at Houston now, but you know what I'm saying? But this is the stuff that happened. You gonna get your nigga wake up call. I don't care who you is.
and he was wrong because how you gonna have Nia Long and go to the devil? He need to. But anyway, you see,
yeah. But you know what that is, though, brother. Just look at the colleges.
yeah, you're right.
So who you think our brothers gonna go grab?
I mean, I was perturbed when that guy from Oklahoma found out who he was connected with, Shea Alexander.
Yeah,
I'm just so disappointed because again, it is intentional. You know, a lot of this is intentional, and a lot of times we, as black and brown people, have been colonized mentally to hate ourselves. And once we get in a position, look at Serena Williams, disgusting behavior.
But who were they around?
But again, even being around, you still can make a choice.
Yeah, but you said it. The mind, though, see, they get around. When you get up to these higher places, you start seeing. Just look at a council. You get blacks getting them council seats. They think they better than the blacks they were seeing at the store.
That's right.
I'm telling you, they think they better. They be thinking I can't. Look how they go run. First thing they do, who they go run to?
Yeah.
Who the black man go run to?
You know he gonna run to.
And the black woman, ain't just him.
Yeah.
Because they gonna run to where they feel the money at.
Where the money at? Come on now.
Just like we hearing this stuff about, they doing this. Did y'all forget people are going to Dubai to let people defecate on them to get money?
Thank you.
So let's quit acting like we don't know this stuff is not real. Some doing it willingly for money. Like they say, people do strange for a little bit of change.
Yeah, and that's real. And so, you know, and we always want to highlight what the issue may be, but what we need to counter is what we're going to do about it. Mm-hmm. And the whole reason we're having a conversation to our community is we want to spark your mind about collectively boycotting a system that's diametrically opposed to your existence. Mm. And what did that really look like, guys? Because we can start having our own schools, our own businesses. You don't have to go out on Miller Road. Why do you have to support these houses, Gucci and all that mess when they are some of the most perverted people on the planet? When you think about Gucci and Finney and all these kind of people and Pharrell and all them people are being tricked. Ludacris and Nelly and all them people are part of the problem. And we need to point that out. We need to hold them accountable, not support their concert, not support their music, because they are part and parcel of the problem. Because they are ashamed to step up and saying, I'm going to invest my money in these communities where we black people got over $2 trillion, guys, that we have not a penny of it. Over $2 trillion flow through black and brown people hands in this country more than any other country on the planet. And we give it all away. We go out and buy a Maybach. And in 5 years, we out the league. And we poor and we broke. Do you know when a person get a contract, y'all think Tatum, that guy Tatum for the Boston Celtics, get a contract, $100 and something million. Do you know when you break that down, he ain't getting nothing but about maybe $18 million after taxes every year? Think about it. Half of his money go to taxes, guys. Do you know they have to pay taxes to states where they play basketball in, Mickey? Yeah. They have to pay a tax to every state or every city that they play basketball in. Right. If that's not a grift, I don't know what a grift is when you talk about the federal government. That's the mafia on steroids. Don't get it. And now I want to tell you this. Y'all want to talk about criminal behavior? I did something, somebody robbed me, and I went to kill them because they robbed me. I was wrong. But what's going on with the Congress and the senators and with these elected officials
Mm.
is criminal because they are stealing. When you think about the lottery, when you think about the cannabis empire, what's happening in Michigan, over
Facts.
$3.3 billion that they're going to get in revenue and not a dime come back to the city. Look at our roads that we driving on right now, all these potholes right now, guys.
Yeah.
Look at Flint community where we are suffering from. Look at these streets. Look at our housing. Look at our school. Look at our children. Our children have been poisoned. Poisoned. We've been poisoned by lead poisoning in this country, in this community, in Michigan alone. And not a dime from the lottery, guys, over billions of dollars. Where does it go? Most of it go to the white community, guys. When you go to a lot of these communities, when I went to Beverly Hills, Michigan, I went through Beverly Hills, Michigan. I didn't even know there was a Beverly Hills, Michigan in my life. It is the most tranquil. I thought I was in Mayberry. I thought I was in Hollywood. I did not see a black and brown person nowhere. Not a drop of paper on the ground. Everything was just pristine. Those communities get the dollars. Because when you think about the grift that's taking place, this country, when you think about it being taken from Native Americans that was already here, the whole immigration policy, we were never immigrants. Black people were never in. So when they come after us, because they've been coming after us from day one, y'all.
Ain't stop.
They've been coming after us from day one. And what do we constantly do? We constantly allow ourselves to be used and tricked. We actually get on these forces that's been designed to control black and brown people. And we say that we see color blue. And when somebody tell you they don't see color, walk away from them. When a white person tell you they don't see color, walk away from them fast. Because they are the most egregious when you talk about bigotry or prejudice, because they are lying through their teeth. I don't see color. When the whole planet is diverse with beautifulness that God created. It's a beautiful thing when you look at the diversity of the trees and the plants and the flowers. I mean, that is something that internally, even when you think about back to Bad Bunny and his music, Bad Bunny music and everything is based on an Afrocentric beat from our heartbeat, from the energy of the universe. Even the dance, even the walk, even the dress is based on an African construct. But they want to Latinolize it and make it something that is not, and not honor the blackness in it, because they too want to associate themselves with whiteness. Because everyone in this country want to be connected to white power.
Answer this question for me.
Yes,
because
sir.
I know you know about the immigrant. How do they treat when you coming in? How do they tell the people that's coming over about the blacks, Americans that's here?
Oh, it's disparaging, man. They tell you in the immigration policy or in the process of becoming an immigrant, they tell you about staying away from black people, that black people are no good, that they are the enemy, that they are unkept, they are in ghettos, that they are those people that you don't want to be connected with. And they tell that to people from the African continent that comes over here too. A lot of the African people that come from different African countries have a disdain for black people because they go through the process of immigration, and immigration saying that you are showing allegiance to white America, that you cannot engage or move or be a part of the black people, because many of the people that coming from other countries coming with skills. And they're saying, we are going to pay you these X amount of dollars because of your skills, but don't go and move in black community. Don't associate yourself with black people. Look at Emmanuel Acho. I mean, one of the most disgusting people on television. And he's from Nigeria.
Facts.
And he's a hater, man. He's along with Stephen A., that devil, man. These people are some disgusting human beings that get a platform. And again, those people get platforms. But I don't get the type of platform, or people that's talking the truth like Malcolm or Marcus Garvey don't get that kind of airwaves, because when you're speaking the truth and when you're trying to say, listen here, guys, this is unacceptable. We are in a country where we can have our own. We can stop playing basketball and football today, guys. And they will try to bring in scab, all that kind of stuff, but we can shut it down. Do you remember, guys? They used to have barnstorming teams that went around the country because they couldn't play in the major league.
Mhm.
And the barnstorming teams will get more audience than the major league, guys. Do you know many of the different skills that the major league has? They stole it from the black baseball
Negro
league,
yeah.
from the Negro
halftime
league,
show.
guys. The halftime, all
They
that.
got that from the Negro. The Negro League was outselling. More people was coming to see them perform than Major League Baseball.
Yes.
And remember when they let one of the Major League Baseball team play the Negro League, tore their ass up.
Tore their doors off.
No different than when you had, what was my man, Alabama coach that they loved?
Bear Bryant.
Bear Bryant. Remember, he went to the West Coast and took on them boys.
Come on now.
And saw them brothers and
say, I got to go get some.
Yeah, go look at the Junction Boys.
Come Junction Boys. See, that's real talk.
Yeah. I just got another email before you end it. Let me do this right. It said, this from love the lady again. She said, in the Epstein emails, the ruling class, you hear that? The ruling class straight up mock us for being distracted by their bread and circus. Music, yes. This includes music, sports, Super Bowl, TV, movies, etc. And that's why we don't rise up at being modern, don't rise up at being modern slaves. And they also brag that they control these gatekeepers, cheap sellouts, notably Jay-Z, whose job is to rest us down. Then locally, you got gatekeepers like Neely, Chris Martin, Reggie Flynn getting peanuts to hold us down. These Epstein emails are just a true wake-up call.
That's so true, man. And I just want to close out because, again, this is Black History. Black History is 365.
Facts.
We are the foundation of everything that's on this planet. So Jack Johnson, 1878, 1946. We want to talk about Benjamin Banneker, 1731 to 1806. Elijah McCourt, 1844 to 1926. Just to touch a few right before we shut up. Elizabeth Monroe. Again, we want to talk about our sisters. We can't do nothing without Edwina Lewis, 1845 to 1890. We can't talk about Paul Robeson. We got to talk about Lena Horne. We got to talk about our sister, Shirley Chisholm. We got to holler at our people, man. We got to make sure we know. Don't be afraid of Hazel Scott. Don't be afraid of our beautiful Margaret Mary Washington. Don't be afraid of our many thousands and millions of Black and brown people that were stolen, that was brutalized through the transatlantic slave trade along with the Sahara slave trade. Do you know the Islamic community is complicit also in the slave trade because many Islamic communities hate Black and brown people when they come from Black and brown people? Don't get it twisted, guys. Again, before we close out, love yourself for being Black. Don't be ashamed of Fannie Lou Hamer. Understanding Henrietta Lacks, guys. Understanding Wilma Rudolph, Jesse Owens. Understanding those beautiful people when you think about our beautiful brother, Adam Clayton Powell. And when you think about Contine Collins, and when you think about Patricia Allen, along with Bill Cosby, and the thousands and thousands and the millions of other Black and brown Panthers and brothers that have fought and died for dignity in this country. Stop being afraid of being Black. Stop selling out when you look at one another and you turn up and you be mad at each other. Love each other. At one time, we said, good morning, brother. Good morning, sister. We didn't use the B word. We didn't demonize one another. Say it loud, I'm Black and proud. Stop being ashamed to moving out into these communities that don't want you, because many of our communities suffer because we move our money out to places where they don't want us. Let's rebuild our community where we live, guys. Let's rebuild the North Side and make it the new Black Wall Street. We can do that, guys. We can put everything that we want, from a skating rink, a theater, a trampoline park, everything that we want to do, move, whatever we want to do, we can build it on the North Side, guys, with the right investment, the right connection, guys. And again, why do we send our children, our most precious resource, to the enemy to be educated? Most of the African countries have been destabilized because they were trained by European colonists and colonizer, and they making sure that those Black and brown people do the work of the colonizer, because that was the whole foundation of breeding. I breed you and put you in a position where you making sure that you keeping those Black and brown people at the bottom. That's been the history of the world. That's been the history of this country. And I want to say again, Ashe, Wakanda. And again, I'm Brother Hubert Naeem Roberts, number 810-394-4105, Mentor Roberts at mentorroberts, gmail.com. And again, I'm the chairman of Black Lives Grassroots, Flint, Michigan. Also involved dads, also Urban Boy Rites of Passage, many other programs around the community. Stop being afraid of being black. Wakanda out.
Peace.